A few days ago, I was at a staff meeting with Father Angelo, and Father Angelo invited some sharing on our favorite parts of Holy Week. And I shared one of my favorite parts about Holy Week is on Good Friday. The church is bare. The altar is stripped. The tabernacle is empty. All candles, crucifixes are removed. And there are no flowers. There is nothing. Hardly anything is in our sanctuary. And it's in this emptiness that the beauty of the church stands on its own. There's no addition to enhance this beauty. Just an awkward emptiness. On this Good Friday, we direct our attention to the cross of Jesus Christ. And in a way, this is nothing different. We do this every 365 days, 64 days during the year. As disciples of the Lord, we're called to focus and directed to the cross of Jesus Christ. But what I think makes today different is that during the other 364 days during the year, we're called to see the cross with all its pain, suffering, and its struggles. But we're also called to see the cross with the victory that comes from the cross. Jesus died on the cross, but he also rose from the dead. We're called to see the life that comes from the cross. But what I think makes today different, Good Friday different, yes, we're called to be directed to the cross of Jesus Christ. Yes, we know in our faith that there is victory that comes from the cross. But today, we're called to sit in the awkward silence that comes from the cross. We're called to sit in that awkward silence of defeat that comes at the foot of the cross. We're called to stand in that death that occurs on the cross. We're called to stand in that anxiety of silence, of not knowing what is going to happen next. Today, we're called to stand with the Lord in the uncomfortable. The common activity that exists on Good Friday is the devotion of the Stations of the Cross. Some stations of the cross are walked within the church building. But we also see stations of the cross walked out in our streets. Some are for social justice. Others call them crosswalks, where people go walk out in our streets and in our world to those places where people are in those places of defeat, those places of awkward silence, of anxiety and uncomfortability. As I was walking around downtown this afternoon, I encountered one of these stations walks. Sometimes these station walks will take us to homeless shelters, those places where the homeless live. Walks will take us to prisons, abortion clinics, and other places of the like. These places are visited in hope for a better tomorrow. But today we're present to a suffering Christ in our world today. We live in a world of much suffering. And as followers of the Lord, we're called to meet the Lord in those places. We live in a world where there's much pain and struggle. But let's face it, each one of us in our own lives has pain, has struggle. And today is a day for us to go to the foot of the cross with our pain and our struggle as well. It is here in our faith that we put our wounds and the wounds of Jesus. It's in these wounds that we receive healing from our own pain and struggle. The Lord's wounds heal us. But today we're invited with the Lord to sit. The Lord sits with us in our struggle. And we sit with the Lord in His. We live in a world of a lot of noise, a lot of distractions. That it can be uncomfortable for us to sit with the Lord in silence. On this Good Friday, let's take a few minutes to sit with the Lord in that awkward silence and our uncomfortability. To sit with the Lord in our struggle and pain and the Lord's struggle and pain. And here today, so let us encounter the love of our God. The love of our God that our God has for us in the midst of our pain and struggle.